What I'm about to share with you today is probably the best cheat code or hack that I can give you to not quite necessarily guarantee success, but it's as close as I possibly can to guaranteeing success. So whether that's because you want to quit your 9 to 5, whether it's because you want to start making more money, whatever it may be, this is going to be the number one thing that I think is going to give you exponential results from the effort that you put in. And I've spent an awful lot of money figuring this out myself. And today I want to basically save you the expense so that you can learn all the lessons that I've learned without having to shell out all the money that I've done so to learn this lesson. So this weekend I had a friend come and stay with me in Dubai, and we decided that we would go out, meet some of my friends here in Dubai and go for a cigar. So there was 5 of us that went. I brought my mate that's not from Dubai. He came along, met some of my Dubai friends, and my friend had been thinking about doing something himself, having a career change basically, being his own boss, and he's been kind of sitting on the fence for quite some time, and maybe you can resonate with that. And when we went out for this cigar, I was telling him before we went who was going to be there and what they do for work, etc., etc. And as conversations quite often do, we talk about our businesses because we're all very passionate about what we do. And as we left, we said our goodbyes, and me and my friend went out for dinner. And while we were sat at dinner, I could just see his mind was like whirling at 100 miles an hour, just basically being in that room with these high-level entrepreneurs that I'm fortunate enough to call my friends, just really opened his mind as to basically what is possible. You know, there's people talking about how they're making $1, $2, $3, $4, $500,000 a month, and you know, working 20 hours a week to earn 200K per month. And to the average person, that's just completely mind-boggling. And that's really what I want to talk about today, is being able to normalize the abnormal, because I feel like that is one of the most easiest ways to make a big leap from where you are right now to where you want to be, is to normalize the abnormal. And I'll repeat that because it's so important. Success is all about normalizing the abnormal. It is not normal to make $200,000 in a month. But when you are sat around, as we were sat in that lounge having a cigar and catching up, and everybody's talking about, you know, their businesses, and I can see my friend kind of putting the pieces together and just like thinking, wow, it can really start to change the way that you think and change the way that you perceive what is possible. And if you work in an office, for example, you work a 9 to 5, and maybe this is you watching this video, whether that's working from home after COVID, so many people work from home, whether that's going into an office and sitting in a room with 30 other people, if you work a 9 to 5, chances are you're going to spend the majority of your day between the hours of 9 and 5 communicating with other people that are also in a 9 to 5. You're going to be communicating with your colleagues. You're going to be communicating with different vendors. You're going to be in this kind of 9 to 5 world where everybody that you communicate with, the vast majority of your day is spent with other people doing the same thing that you're currently doing. Same is true with the amount of money that is being made. You know, if people are making the average salary and you want to earn the average annual salary every single month, that is abnormal. Of course, it's going to be very abnormal for you. It's going to feel very abnormal to do something that everybody that you spend your time with does not do. As humans, you know, we want to fit into a tribe. And the problem is that the vast majority of tribes are not the tribe that we actually want to be a part of. So it's very difficult to kind of go from one tribe to another. It's very difficult to live in a world where all of your interactions are with people like you when you want to change yourself, because the normal is the norm. You are experiencing what everybody else is experiencing, and therefore anything different from that is going to be very abnormal. And we want to be able to escape this kind of normality, but it's very difficult when you don't know anybody else that's doing it. And you've probably heard that saying, you're the 5th person of, you know, everybody that you hang around with. You are basically just a blend of everybody else that you hang around with. And if you're hanging around with people who live the life that you do not want to live, it's very difficult, very difficult to escape that trap. often it's not about the tactics and the tips and the tricks that you learn when you're with people that inspire you, people that are above you. It's not about the little things that you can do, the funnels that you can implement, the little ads that you can run or anything like that. It's not about any of that. It's about the mentality. It's about the way that people think. It's about opening your eyes to what is possible, allowing you to think at a bigger scale and realize that you have a lot more potential in you than you maybe give yourself credit for. If we look at, say, the Roger Bannister, he was the first man to break the 4-minute mile. It had been impossible for anybody to do until Roger Bannister in Oxford, where I grew up, he broke the 4-minute mile. And it only took 6 weeks for somebody else to break the 4-minute mile after Roger first broke it. And that's because he had normalized the abnormal. And when you normalize the abnormal, it makes things a lot easier to do. And currently, if you're watching this video, you might be thinking, working for myself, working maybe 4 or 5 hours a day, earning 10K per month, 20K per month, whatever your goals are, that is very abnormal because of the situation I'm currently in. I don't know anybody doing that. I don't know how to do it. Like, it's just not my life right now. And so what we need to do is we need to make it normal. We need to make this normal in your life in order for you to allow your subconscious to allow these things to happen to you. So we have to, first of all, be very conscious of the information that we do let in, because you turn on the news, it's just like negativity. If you listen to people's conversations, people that are basically employees generally, people that are not kind of in control of their own income, the number one thing that most people talk about is money and how expensive things are. And I would love to do this, but I can't afford it. Have you seen the price of bananas recently? They've gone up by 30 cents or whatever. People talk about money so much in a negative way, about how expensive things have got, how little money they've got, how they would love to do this, but they can't afford it. Everything revolves around money in a negative way. And it's really important that you try and block that out, that you at least identify that this is being talked about all the time, and you kind of put a little block up in your mind and you think, money does literally grow on trees. It is physically printed. It is not a scarce resource. So it's really important that you stop kind of letting in this bad information. And then the second thing, the most important thing, is to actually surround yourself with people that are doing the things that you want to do. But the big question, of course, is how do you do that? How do you surround yourself if you don't know anybody, and you're just maybe working a 9 to 5, maybe you're coming out of university, college, whatever it may be? How do you surround yourself? Well, sometimes that involves literally getting in your car, getting on a plane, flying to a room and paying to be in a room with other people, like mastermind events, seminars, things like that. Other times it can be a bit more simple, a bit more straightforward. It can be joining online communities, being part of groups, school groups, Facebook groups, that sort of thing. It can be something as simple as watching a YouTube video like this. It can be reading a book, but you've got to start normalizing the abnormal, basically. Because, if you're working 20 hours a week and earning $10,000 a month, that is abnormal. That is not a normal thing to do. Most people go to work, they might earn 3, 4, 5K a month, and they work 40 hours a week. They have no control over their life. They have no control over the amount of money that they make. If you can go in and change that, that is very abnormal. And it's difficult to do abnormal things. It's very easy to do normal things. So the number one takeaway from this video is you've got to normalize the abnormal. When you can do that, then things become a lot easier. And I think my friend who's, as I say, came to Dubai for the weekend, visited, spent some time with people that are doing, in his world, very abnormal things, very, very abnormal things. For me, they're very normal. And now he's come and seen that, he started to normalize the abnormal a little bit more, and it's going to be an awful lot easier for him now to make the decision that he wants to make, because he sees what is possible. He's been inspired about what is possible. He can see, the road that lies ahead and kind of what is achievable if he basically applies himself. That's my number one tip. If you want to, whether that's escape your 9 to 5, whether that's earn 10K per month, whether it's both of those at the same time, or whether it's take your business from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K a month at the moment up to 10, 20, 50, 100K per month, you've got to start normalizing the abnormal. Until you do that, you're going to be in a perpetual cycle of struggling, and you're always going to be pulling yourself back internally. Whether, very subconsciously, you're going to be pulling yourself back because everything that you're doing does not fit with the status quo. And you need to make sure that you basically allow abundance in your life, and you allow yourself to be, You give yourself permission basically to succeed because everybody else around you is succeeding as well. So that is pretty much it for this video. If you want to find out how we can help you do all of that good stuff, start earning more money, escape your 9 to 5 and everything in between, click the link below. It'll take you to a video that explains exactly how we can help. Whether you do or you don't does not matter to me. Just want to make sure that you kind of live the life that you desire and that you have the potential to. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.